Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to something little different. Welcome back to the CranKy Ducklings. I'm of course your live VIP, and with me I'm joined by the people in the chat and by these incredible players as well, which are one and the same, by the way. Welcome to a viewer replay cast. Usually we do host these oh god. Usually we host these viewer replay casts after a big event, like after we cast like a Tenacious Turtle Tussle or Sparkling Tuna Cup or one of our other weekly tournaments. Then we host a viewer replay cast just because we've been accumulating replays over the past couple of weeks, but we haven't had the time. We haven't had the time over the past couple of broadcasts. The casts have been quite long. They've been quite long, they've been quite intense, and we just haven't really had the time to go over viewer replays. So for the first time, we're going to be hosting a very dedicated stream for those viewer replays. We don't have too many, we have a handful of replays here to go over. Again, just also so we can have something to cast on a daily basis. We're live every single day, and last night we were live with the podcast. I do recommend it. If you're interested. It was a bit of a talk show weekly recap iteration of the podcast. Basically, we had a talk show with myself, with Yaku, with Kuro chiming in every now and then from the side of the production, just going over the week's events, going over EPT, going over WTL, and a couple of other things as well. So if you're interested in like a weekly roundup news talk show of StarCraft, then YouTube is the place to be. The VOD is on Twitch, the VOD is on YouTube, the VOD has been published and posted. It's all there if you're interested. Otherwise, time to tune in, time to check out some replay casts, some viewer replay casts. Let's go, papi. Let's go. Gah, papi, gah. Shout out to Soundo in the chat, base restart, Frost as well. Oh god. Get that, go, Miss Sass. I'm dying, papi, I'm dying. But we're good to go. We are good to go. And first up, we have Soundo, papi, Soundo. He's already in the chat as well. Did submit a couple of viewer replay casts. A little bit different when it comes to what we're going to be covering here. We have some team games from Soundo. Oh boy. Usually they're very interesting, and usually Soundo doesn't do much in them, but let's jump in. Let's jump in. Let's go. Again, more of a chill, more of a laid-back cast. Let's enjoy. Jumping into a 4v4. I haven't played team games in a very, very long time. It's been a hot minute. I do miss them. Maybe one day. We'll have like another like team game showing or something. We used to have them sporadically throughout the month. Might do that again. But now that we're jumping in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our initial team. We have the ladder team. We have Pure Protoss. Gee, oh my god. We have, oh my god, we have Search, we have Skywalker, we have Kenobi. We have Kenobi, and we have Edu, papi. We have a team of Protoss up against top right, where we have Soundo's team. We have Team Butter, we have Sounder, we have Butt Caesar, we have Abba, and we have No Longer Care. Oh my god. Here we go. 4v4 is not the most balanced of matchups. Usually 4v4, we see a little late game, I feel, where players turtle up, they get up to 2 bases, then they get up to 3 bases at most, maybe a little bit more than that. There's actually a lot of bases on this map. We're loading into Alexi Panisum. Yeah, really interesting map here. A lot of bases to take, and because of that, I expect Sky Toss. 100%. I expect, oh, never mind. Cannon Rush. Never mind. Forges have been thrown down by our players, and I'm assuming Cannon Rush. Otherwise, I mean, I say that, no probe scout across the map whatsoever. So it looks like just defensive gate expand here from our players with cannons instead, and I imagine we're going to be heading towards Sky Toss. That's usually how this meta unfolds in you know, team games like this, but we'll see. We'll see what our Protoss team has in store. Meanwhile, we have seen some of these teammates of Soundo in the past. My Apologies. We have seen some of these teammates of Sound in the past, and when it comes to Zerg player, we should be seeing 2-base Muta. We have seen a lot of 2-base Muta out of ABBA, like taking these gases, joining up, rushing into a lair, going into Spire play. Likewise, from our Terran player here, I believe we've seen a lot of mech. So I believe something like 2-base Muta, mech, Skytos as well out of Sounder. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with No Longer Care. Is going double forge. No, okay, not double forge. It's just going for the forge as well. It should be working towards something like Skytos. I would imagine. The time being, though, more bases being taken. Now, really, my PC is going to be put to the test because it is not uncommon, especially if we reach a longer game state with like maxed out armies versus maxed out armies, where the frames are going to be dropping. Meanwhile, there's Skytos here. Stargates are on the way. Double Cybercore out of Edzo for double upgrades, for air attack, for air armor as well. But yeah, not uncommon when even playing or watching like maxed out 4v4 armies. The frames, they drop. They drop hard. So that's so hopefully the PC stands strong, and hopefully that does not occur here. Specifically, frames drop whenever we have maxed out armies and interceptors. When the interceptors, when they hit the field, the PC dies, baby. Oh no. But now though we have our initial Skytos, I'm curious if either player kind of deviates from the norm. We do have a Twilight Council out of purple. Never mind. Voiders are on the way. The Twilight Council is an interesting one. It might be thinking about going into High Templar and Tempest. Sorry, High Templar and Storm. That could be a possibility here from Kenobi. But we'll see. Meanwhile, just Stargates all around. +1 air as well. Stargates. Likewise from the Terran player. Yet to determine if it is going to be mech. I'm assuming it is going to be mech from our Terran player here, but we'll see. With the fast armory, I'm assuming, you know, for like Thor production early on is kind of the meta of 4v4. Likewise, yeah, second Stargate from a Protoss player here. Pink Protoss has yet to decide, which is interesting. We have our initial Twilight Council, and it looks like... Oh, this is Sounder. Yeah, Sounder, unlike the rest, has not really embraced Skytos, which is a bit of an oddity. Might be going DTs, might be going Blink. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where Sounder takes us and what we invest in. Actually, it could be possible as well, especially in team games. Something that could be quite viable is feeding your opponents. If you recall, we casted some 2v2s with players like Spirits, players like Rainer as well, where one of the players could just be like a bit of a money bank or something, and just give resources to their teammates to allow for them to max out a little bit faster and rush into a maxed out Skytos army a little bit faster as well. Like, that would be very viable. So we'll see if Sounder does kind of take that role. As behind this, it's going to take a while to really build up here. This I'm not so fond of. Ooh. So even though we're rushing into Skytos, which is kind of what we expect to be seeing, I'm not too fond of Mass Void Ray. Mass Void Ray doesn't scale amazingly, especially if spell casters get involved. I'm referring to Infestors and Fungal. I'm referring to Vipers and Parasitic Bomb, from the side of Zerg players at least. From the side of our other players, of course, it might be a little bit more effective against like the Protoss and the Terran. But yeah, I'm not in love with this. I would prefer to see like a Fleet Beacon and Tempest and Carrier, which are just more efficient. They're just more efficient units. These Void Rays, because they're shorter range, we're going to be trading Void Rays. And especially in a team game scenario where you don't have the best economy, we don't have that many bases. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. It is kind of cool to see like the rainbow of Void Rays, right? Actually, so I'm pretty sure you can share unit control. It looks like there's one person controlling all these Void Rays, right? 100%. Yeah, because you can share unit control, and it's very likely here that one of these guys, one of these Protoss players, is just controlling everything. Interesting. Okay. I can get behind that. And Pylon goes down. Yeah, the army's working in unison. Yeah, they activate the pulsar beam. So yeah, one player controlling it. Okay, cool. That's the 4v4 meta, papi. The initial base is going to be going down. Yamato, I believe, is done. And Yamato's going to be available, but until that does go, where's the repair? No! The repair's a little bit too late. The first BC does go down, but the other BC, likewise, going to fall as well. BC's a melt against the Void Rays, against the Prismatic Alignment. And where's the support? That was basically a 1v4 with just the meching Terran up against the Protoss army by himself. Where is everyone else, by the way? The Zerg player has not thrown down any tech structures. There's no spawning pool. Wait, what? Oh, the Zerg player is the bank. Okay. I was talking earlier about, like, you know, a player maybe just feeding resources to someone else, and I think it's the Zerg player here where they're literally just mining gas and minerals, and they're just giving it to another player. Okay. Meanwhile, BCs have arrived. Now the carriers are coming into play as well. Going for Yamatos. Yeah, and we spoke about how inefficient Void Rays can be, and against carrier BC, the Void Rays, they melt, they get shut down, and we still have more Void Rays on the way. Like, I'm really not fond of this idea of just going pure Void. We had the potential to throw down fleet beacons and get into Tempest and carrier, but now we're committed to mass Void Ray, papi. Aye, not like this. But I think is it 2 players? It looks like maybe both Sounder and Abba are just like are feeding our Terran and Protoss. Like they're making Terran and the Skytoss Protoss. But yeah, that would make sense. So far, I mean, they are very far ahead in supply. They're up in the soup. And eventually these players are gonna max out. As once again, 3 Void Rays get thrown away. But eventually, no longer Care is gonna max out. Eventually, Butsings is gonna max out as well with the Mass BC. We're getting to that point. And we'll see if our Team Protoss can bring this all together. There's a lot of Protoss. But it's not very good, is the problem. You could be so much more. You could be so, but you're stuck on Void Rays. Smoge. Oh, the Smoge. See, my question becomes, will Team Protoss ever make something other than a Void Ray? Will we, oh, okay. Purple Protoss is investing into Tectonics destabilizers. He's thinking about Tempest. Thinking about it. Just the one, though. I don't think any of the others have really deviated. Which is a little bit unfortunate. But at least one of them is thinking about Tempest. Let's go. 4 bases being taken. Is this a new map? Lexifan. I remember the team game map pool was updated last season or this season. It was either this season or last season. But I don't think I've ever seen this map before. I mean, I don't play 4v4s, but yeah, I think this is new. I appreciate it. Because I was like pleasantly surprised to see just how many bases there are. Like, notoriously, team game maps like don't have a lot of bases, and things get mined out real quick. So yeah, we are going to be taking more bases. There we go. Tempest now on the way for Red Protoss. My apologies, did miss that. But Red Protoss is getting Tempest. Purple Protoss, despite getting the fleet beacons, still, and despite getting Tecton destabilizers, still no Tempest production. Shaking my head. Yo, shout out to Babylings. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the ramen. The ramen fund. Gracias. I see in the chat. Made by Character, also made Altitude. Yeah. Shout out to Character. Character used to be teammates back in the day. Much love to Character. Canadian Terran player. I think nowadays random, but mainly Terran. It's an old team TLMC finalist. Oh, let's go. All roads lead to Void Rays. Oh no. I mean, we're still making the Voids, Pappy. They're still coming. I appreciate like a handful of Tempest. I appreciate that at least one of the Protoss players, you know, has a little bit more to add to this. Going for the Tempest. I appreciate it. Behind this, we do have the mass carrier, of course, still building up. We are about to max out. Likewise, ooh, mass Archon here from Sounder. So we're gonna have an mono Archon. We have mono carrier, and we have, I believe, BC. Where are the BCs? There we go. BC's here as well. And again, as we mentioned before, the Zerg player is mainly just mining resources to feed to the other players. He's a feeder, Bob. He's a feeder. The other players are hungry. They just want to give him money. So he's just giving it all to his team. Army coming together, and especially because of the inefficient trades that the Void Raiders are having previously, it's just at this point we can A move. At this point, this army can A move, Papi. Glaives? We're getting glaives and Phoenix range. I see. Remember how earlier I was like, yo, Purple Protoss is getting Tectonic Destabilizers. He's just getting like every upgrade actually. So it wasn't a sign of things to come. It was just every upgrade. And then from here, we should just be able to move forward. Yeah, the Void Rays, they cannot engage. They're going for a base trade. The Tempest are left behind. No. Yeah, no control. The Archons are going to get under the Tempest, under the Void Rays. And they can focus them down. We have some Void Rays engaging, but the Yamatos are brutal. Yeah, the Yamatos, they just one-shot everything. They one-shot all the Voids. No GG. No GG. For the Team Protoss or Team Void Ray, then yeah, there's not much else they can do. But it was interesting. I liked the concept. You know what? I think the thing that I like the most out of this game is the map. Yeah, I just appreciate that we have some new team game maps. You know, the character, he got some love. Got a map on the team game map pool as well. Yeah, we have some close ties with character. GG gets called, and Team Sounder will take it. We'll take game number 1. Ooh. GG. Hold on, I do need to set up some things, but GG, well played. But yeah, it's really cool. It makes me want to actually play some team games at some point, just so I can experience some of these newer maps that, like, I say newer maps, even if they were made a long time ago, like the new map pool. Yeah, exciting stuff. Team South, Team Void Ray, papi. Team Void Ray. Catching up in the chat. Hard mono, there is no show match. Yako was just saying things. Yako. Sounder versus the ladder, yeah. Here we go. Can't believe only making Voiders didn't work. Oh, Smurge. One base, double reactor, cyclone, SCV pool, ×4, best build order. You're an animal, Hyper One. You're an actual animal. You should be banned from the team game ladder map pool. Oh no. Este Hyper One. But with that, we can now jump into our next game, into a 2v2. Once again, submitted by Sounder. It's going to be Team Sounder versus Team Ladder, round 2. And it's going to be Sounder alongside the Zerg player that we saw previously. I'm curious if he's going to be another kind of like bank for his teammates and just like feed Sounder, or if he's actually going to play some StarCraft. We'll see. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Nightscape, we have Aetheros and Bada Bing. I love that name. We have Team Zerg on the top right, and we have a Team Sounder in the bottom left. We have Sounder, we have Abba as well. We have Team Budair. Here we go. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this Zerg player go Muta before. In like 3v3s or 2v2s. But we'll see. We'll see how he does approach this. as this is an older map in the map pool. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did they update this? Am I crazy? Did there not used to be rocks here? Am I thinking of a different map? No, yeah, Nightscape. Nightscape. There used to be rocks here blocking off the goal base. Am I incorrect? For those of you that maybe play 2v2 ladder a little bit more, I am pretty sure that this goal used to be cut off, and you used to have to like break down rocks to get here. Yeah. Huh. And I'm pretty sure there was less airspace here. So they increased the airspace and they made this area smaller. Maybe? Or maybe I don't know about the airspace. But yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. Okay. Curious. I wonder if there are any other changes. Like this is the most obvious change, but especially like Sounder, you can let us know. I'm sure you're maybe a little bit more familiar, but if there are some other changes, let us know that are a little bit less obvious. Because I played this map like twice. Oh, Cannon Rush. I say Cannon Rush. Sounder going for a gate expand or like Forge fast expand? Question mark. Not really, but kinda. Going for a Forge based opener. Now suddenly, because the rocks have been removed, you can totally rush into the goal base real quick here. I'm kind of a little bit sad to see that neither Zerg player took the gold. It's possible that they maybe didn't realize. It's possible that like they just expected there to be rocks here, so they avoided the goal base, but there's no reason not to take it as quickly as possible here. Shout out to Sounder. Sounder is rushing to the gold. I don't think the gold is as valuable to the Protoss unless we're rushing to charge. True. If we're rushing to charge lots into like an 8 gate 3 base all in, or like a 6 gate 2 base all in, this would make sense. We'll see what the minerals is going to be spent on. And I guess it doesn't really matter in 2v2 because even if you have excess minerals, you can just give them to your teammate, right? You can just feed your opponent. Or feed your teammate, I should say. So I guess it doesn't matter as much. As things get across the map. Ooh, no defensive links for Aetheros, so the queen goes down. Does the game just end? Does no. Late link speed here for the blue Zerg player as well. So unfortunately, our openers have been a little bit less than ideal for blue and red Zerg. Plus on melee's on the way. Interesting. Getting ready for a link flood. We have Bathing Nest on the way. It looks like the beginnings of a Link Bane all in from our two players here, but yeah, the openers were a little bit less crisp, and it's been a rough start. Spinecrawler on the way. Behind this, we have Roach production. If Abba's a little bit too aggressive here with Roach play, then he could be punished by the mass link that should be coming from top right. I say that we're still droning up a little bit. And it's also possible that they might be just playing safe. Just like hyper safe instead. For some reason, I thought these were... I'm so used to seeing blue versus Zerg. So I was like waiting for the bathing detonation on these lings. It's like, oh, their team... Oh, never mind. They're not trying to kill each other. I see. I understand. So yeah, my brain was very perplexed as to why the lings were just standing next to each other. We're good. It's a little bit jarring. Anyway, again, with plus on melee, there's a link flood. We're massing links as we speak, getting ready for an all-in. But from Aetheros, we're rushing into a lair. Wait, am I crazy? Did I not see a lair? Oh, okay. I was looking at the other Zerg. But yeah, it's kind of odd where we have one player all-inning, but his teammate is not. Like, we have a hatchery on the way. We have some banelings to support, but yeah, when it feels like we're not quite on the same page here. So it's gonna turn into a 1v2. As lings are flooding in, we have 3 banelings to help support. And we do get nice surrounds. Again, no defensive banelings here. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jordan's going to be going down. No defensive banelings from here. We can head in towards that gold. There's a cannon, but no shield battery. And the cannon should fall. The mineral line as well. And with only a void rate to defend, these things, they could have their way with this mineral line. Uh-oh. The main base is exposed. The main base is... Oh, no, never mind. The wall should be solid. These 2 bases should fall, and as long as we have queens back at home, Team Zerg should be okay. But asking for queens can sometimes be a bit much. I don't. No. Okay, they have 2 queens so far. That's at the bare minimum. I'm also hoping these players calm down and drone. For now, they're still making lings, and oh, that could be their downfall here. Like, mass ling trying to break this position is not going to work. There's just not enough surface area. Yeah, the surface area is not there. Lings are being punished, but the problem is that both red and blue Zerg are still not droning. They're going for a Bane Bust. I mean, again, they're forcing their opponents on 1 base, and they have 2 to 3 bases with a potential gold as well. Like, we can just drone, papi. Just drone up. Ah. We could drone. Bailey's gonna pull away. Again, we have Archon, Roach, Cannon, Shield Battery as well. Like, we're pretty secure here on the high ground. And this isn't gonna be ideal. I mean, gets High Templar, sure, and a cannon, but they're still making lings. They're still not droning. Oh, but guys, no, we can just drone. So they're still just massing lings, and despite the amazing position that they're in, and again, they totally could have taken this game because they're still making pure ling bane. They're just throwing resources away. They're throwing away minerals. They're throwing away gas. And now they're starting to drone, but it's not looking ideal here. I mean, as long as they get spores and queens, they should still be okay. Should be able to stabilize. But like, their drone count is so low. There's 4 workers at the natural, just now taking the gold. And sure, these things, they can deny another expansion. That's true. And we do see Soundo's team expose themselves a little bit. So the Archons, these ground units should be cleaned up. They can be cleaned up. If we were noticing them. For now, we're just focusing on the defense back at home. Void Rays have arrived. Hardlings. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, the ground army was missed. Okay. Decent queen count. But the drones is what I'm concerned about. The drones, papi. Yeah, the lings, instead they try to bust into the main. We're gonna lose so many lings in the process, though. Oh god. Oh no. Not like this. We're aping a little bit, not gonna lie. Oh, pull the boys, papi. Pull them. It's back at home. We're somewhat droning, at least prioritizing the gold. Let's go. They may get squad out. Trades pretty well, all things considered. Trades against the Zealots. So not a bad trade with Ling Bane, but oh, do we have any spores? We have a spore in the main. We don't have a spore at the natural. Don't have a spore at the third base. Drones are going down. No spore. Okay, there was a spore at the natural and the main, at least for the red Zerg player, but the blue Zerg is very exposed. The pants are down, papi. The pants are down. And yeah, from here, we should just be able to... It might take a little bit longer. The mutas by themselves might just end the game. Like, these mutas have a lot of potential. The Spore's trying to reposition, which means there's no Spore protecting the mineral line. La mutas back. Oh, no. Ling Robot has potential to deny expansions, that's true, but yeah, we have Archons walking into the third. Mutas in the main. Spawning pool's going to be going down. Are there any other changes to the map? Are there? I'm curious, are there any other changes to any of the other maps, actually? Have they added or removed rocks? Was this an intentional change to remove these rocks as well? Curious. I feel like there's a lot of potential with the gold on this map now. Not gonna lie. Alright, please read the chat. I'll read the chat after. Este Hyper 1. From here we have Bada Bing. Oh, we have Hydras. We have a decent economy, kind of. We have the golds. Oh, oversaturated, but it's getting there. Doesn't read during games. Yeah, I usually don't read during games. Kappa. Hi. 99% sure the unblocking of the gold base was the only change. I'm curious though if it was intentional or not. I know that sometimes like there are changes made that aren't meant to go through, but do. So yeah, I would be curious if. I mean, I don't know if how we would know if it was intentional or not. Interesting. Yo, do we stabilize into a longer game? No shot. Hold on. Okay. Red Zerg has 26 drones. Blue Zerg has 46, but is heavily oversaturated. So, oh god, oh my god, 17 and 8. No, I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna look away from the bases. So, like two base versus two base economy here from Team Zerg. Meanwhile, one base economy from Team Bud Air, as we have 22 workers and 17. So we have one base versus two base. Despite the inefficiency in the bases here for Team Zerg, can we make a game out of this? We're getting there. We're massing up some Lingbane Hydra. Massing up some Link Corruptor. Okay. I want to believe. We're bouncing back. Lunkers on the... Oh, let's go! The Lunker then, papi. The Lunkers are coming. But Mass Muta could just end the game. Like the reality is here, despite the fact that we have an okay economy, we're building up an entire army. This army is also out of position. We could just go for an all-in and try to break the army across the map, but that I'm not so sure about. But yeah, I remember this guy, this other guy. I'm pretty sure he's played 2-base Muta before. I think that's all he does. Pretty sure. Feed the team or play Mass Muta. Now the question becomes, when do we realize how oversaturated we are? Do you think it's after everything gets mined out? It's possible. It's possible. We'll look away. We'll look away. Yo, shout out to Moja in the chat. Oh my god, God, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Yeah, I wasn't aware that you streamed too much, so thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. We've been casting you a little bit more often recently, so shout out to Moja. If you're just now tuning in, here are the CranKy Ducklings. We usually cast tournaments, but today we're going over some viewer-submitted replays. So a little bit more laid back, a little bit more chill. Going over the viewer replays instead. Buenas noches. Good night. All good. Hope you had a good time. As the players are just building up. Lunkers are on the way. Finally, Team Bud Air, they've gotten into their 2-base economies. We have saturation at the gold. So we're getting saturation here at the natural base for Zerg. We're getting there. It's possible. He noticed. Let's go. Wait. No. No! 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 Did you see what happened? He noticed that he was oversaturated, so he fixed it by sending it to the natural. To the gold. Instead of this base. Oh no. My heart hurts so much right now. Oh no. Oh, I didn't think he could hurt me anymore, Papi. I didn't think he could. Oh no. How does this happen? How does this happen? Fix, true. He's like, don't worry, I got you. I fixed the oversaturation. It feels intentional. It feels like he just wants to hurt me. Oh no. Oh no. Let's look away. So now we do have our Ling Hydra coming in. A little bit mistimed, but against Mass Archon. Yeah, the Archons, they're just gonna blow their way through this. Like, there's no shot, there's no chance. Where are the Lunkers? Where are the Lunkers? Wait, what? They're back at home. Ooh. So the Lunkers are left back at home. The Hydra army melts. Ling army melts as well. And Team Sounder. We can counterattack. We can move out. We can end the suffering. End it, Papi. Oh no. End the suffering. Yeah, two base, Papi. 2 bases. That's all we need. True. To be fair, like, we also had like a 1 base economy back here, so it evens out. It evens out. Aye. Oh my god, for some reason I didn't get notifications, but a shout out to Bruno, or shout out to Orsa in the chat. My apologies. Wait, do I have notifications turned off? They should be on, but thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you, gifted sub to Danford, to Sofrox, to Rhythm, Watch Lulu, Oberoth. Gracias, Pep, gracias. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I apologize, I missed the notification, or it didn't register, but thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Again, we're just going over some viewer submitted replays instead of our typical tournament casts. Something more chill. Oh. Well, yeah, it looks like we're still just building up. I mean, technically, our Team Zerg is a little bit higher in supply, has more bases, has more economy. The problem here is the quality of the army, is the composition itself. Like, working with Ling Corruptor and Ling Bane Hydra against Mass Archon Muta, which is less than ideal. Against this sort of thing, you know, a heavier lurker-based army, or Roach Ravager, something more robust, going into Brood Lords even, into Corruptor Brood. Alas, so many Lings go down. And this army might be viable in other instances, but against Mass Archon, less so. Not like this. Not like this. Also, is the Zerg player AFK? He's just... These mutants have not moved in a while. I did notice. They've been chilling. Oh, he could be feeding. Oh, true. I mentioned before that that we've noticed that this Zerg player either goes like 2 base mute or just feeds their opponent or feeds a teammate. So very likely that, yeah, could be just giving resources to Sounder. Okay. That would make sense. I wish there was a way to see that. It would be interesting if there was like an on-screen visual whenever like an exchange was made. That'd be cool to know. Oh, they got some Sounder? Yeah, I assume so. Especially like just because this army hasn't gotten bigger in like the past 5 minutes. I assume that he's just been giving you money. Would make sense. Oh no, the lings, papi, The lings melt, the Hydra's gonna melt as well. We can A move, papi. Let's go. And Sounder should be able to shut this down. And the mutas were there for moral support, true. They were in the back line. Let's go. But yeah, from here, these Archons could just move across the map. It looks like we might be going for some of the fringe bases, but there's honestly not much at home to defend. There's a couple of queens, there's a couple more queens as well, some reinforcements. I do appreciate that the Zerg player is getting some Vipers to support, which can actually be quite useful. When it comes to Team Zerg, we're still stuck on this. We're getting to more Lurkers, at least. Lurker count is getting higher, more roaches on the way. We have an Ultra Cavern, which, again, isn't the most ideal. Honestly, for the Red Zerg player, I would have appreciated a Greater Spire and Broodlords, just because Corruptors are already invested into. Broodlords would have been more fitting in this kind of scenario. And they can fare so much better against Archon just because of their range. But alas, we're opting to go for Ultras instead. Speaking of the Ultra Cavern, also on the way. And it's gonna happen again. Oh no. So Bada Bing, he's maxed out, and it's a very subpar army. There's so many roaches in the mix as well. Ideally, we want to get rid of the roaches, invest into something else. Spire now on the way. Hive as well. Is there detection though? That's the big question. And do we have an observer? As the Archons are slowly pushing their way through, there's no observer. There's no observer, no overseer either. No detection. So that is a bit of a problem. There we go, overseer's now on the way. I don't think Soundo has a robo. Oh. Yeah, no robo for Soundo. Nice baiting Rama into the mineral line. But Team Bud Air has to rely on the overseers instead. So let's go. Gaining ground. Getting on top of the base. At least until detection arrives. The Vipers! No! The Vipers! Oh, 2 Vipers go down. No spells, papi. Yeah, now there's detection of the Archons, they can break through. They can finally break through. There's just not enough Lurkers to really deter them. Overseers won't focus down. And the Archons. They walk through the army. Let's go. I'm impressed that the Muta survived. Like, the Vipers did not. But I'm impressed the Mutas, they made it through the fight, papi. They made it through. Yo, shout out to Flip a Flashjack in the chat. Thank you so much, papi. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time. Welcome, welcome. Oh, the token swarm host. You love to see it. And with that, finally the army moves out across the map. Despite all these bases, I'm hoping that that Team Zerg doesn't make us kill all the bases. I'm hoping that doesn't occur as they're pushing through towards the main. Breaking through the main army, getting to the main base. There's Ultras on the way, Greater Spire as well. But Team Zerg is also running out of money at this point. Coming from behind with the Lurkers. No, don't borrow. And there we go. GG is going to be called. They had a good start, a very strong start to the game actually, but again, they overcommitted. They didn't transition well out of it either, and the game did slip through their fingers. The drones, they went somewhere else, thankfully, but I don't want to know the outcome of those drones, as the main base is going to fall. Behind this, we have some ultras left over, some lings. We're making spine crawlers. No! Not like this. Blues are... No! 41 drones! There were 41 drones in that base! I didn't want to know where they went. I didn't want to know, Pappy. GG. GG, well played. But Air will take it. Oh my god. GG. Catching up. Get that quack into my veins. Oh no. GG. At least we found the drones. We found them. They didn't die. No, no. They just migrated from base to base, just taking all minerals they could find. Taking everything, Pappy. Smooch. GG. GG. With that, we're going to be wrapping up those Sounder replays, and we're going to be heading over to some 1v1s. 1v1s instead. Ooh, we have Frost versus Talking Camel in the TVT. Let's go. Going to be jumping into a Terran versus Terran on Site Delta. We also have a replay from Babylings and a replay from Demi as well. So we have 3 more matches coming up. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the red Terran player representing Clan Tano. It is the Talking Camel. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the blue Terran player representing Clan Donkey. It is Frost. Also happens to be in the chat. Oh boy. Now, whenever we get replays from Frost, it's usually something that needs to be forgotten. I still remember, what map was it? Oh my god, was it Gresvan? Yes, I still remember the game that you made us cast on Gresvan, where it was like a 40-minute game where you had walled up with Tank Lib Ghost, planetaries, just completely cutting the map in half, and we saw wave after wave after wave of mass lurker just walking up ramps into tank lines for like 40 minutes. and he just wouldn't stop making the lunkers and just walking into you. And he was trying to kill you, and he could have if he just made anything else. Oh god, it was, yeah, it left an impression. It scarred me for life. It did scar me for life. So we'll see what happens this time. You know, I'm expecting something similar. I'm expecting tank lines, and I'm expecting like Thors to walk into them or something. I don't know. We'll see. Double gas opener out of Talking Camel, double gas out of Frost. Going for the initial factory, going for a bit of a later expansion. Rax expands are a little bit more commonplace on Site Delta because of the rush distance by ground, because of the ramp coming into the natural as well. Despite that, we're going for some safer builds here from our 2 Terran players. More lurkers die that game than Marines. True. Unironically. Aye. But here we go. We have our initial Reaper scouts. Usually it is considered unwise to move out with your first Reaper, and thankfully we are not. We can see Talking Camel lying in wait in the center of the map, waiting for the Reaper to pop in so he gets the first shot off. Meanwhile, we have Frost back at home scouting for proxies, making sure that nothing is going to be catching her off guard. Nothing proxied, no aggression. Let's go. So far, so good. Very safe play. You can see the same out of Talking Camel. The Camel versus the Frost. Checking for proxies. And settling into our expansions. We're kind of calming things down and returning to normal. Embracing a more standard game, as opposed to whatever the hell we had earlier. Bold move by Frost, trying to go up the ramp. Does take some extra hits, but will back off. We'll pull away. We'll survive with those Reapers. Likewise, Camel back at Camel back at home, setting up. Looks like there was a bit of a pause. Thankfully, everything was okay. Thankfully, some Uber Eats at the door. Getting all the food. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't seen Frost play in quite some time. I I'm assuming that we're still playing bio tank and not mech, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if we've become mech enjoyers over time. Oh no. I'm washed. Not like this. True. See, this is what playing WoW does to you, Frost. Losing the Reaper. Too much WoW. Put the WoW down. You don't need it anymore. You can do better. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Behind this 1-1-1 openers, I mean, pretty mirrored builds from both players, working towards tank production, Ravens as well into Matrix. Settling in. Camel being the first to throw down a third CC. Being a little bit more greedy here. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say if Frost can identify this, we could try to punish this, but alas, Frost instead going for her own third CC as well. So, okay, so far, pretty standard, very economic openers and follow-ups, settling in towards the mid game. Nothing wild to begin with. Nothing wild yet. Raven's moving out for her ass. Main army sticking back home. I'm still a little bit anxious about seeing extra factories. Not gonna not gonna lie. Should be fine. As at least Talking Camel's playing Biotank, Stim is on the way, extra Raxes, Marine production as well. Autotartaras coming into the main. Not much in position, but there is a tank, which I believe is within range. Yeah, it is within range. Taking down the turrets, getting one SCV. There we go, extra Raxes down the way as well from Frost. Love to see it. Cheeky move with the auto turret going for the tank, but the tank will survive. Repairs in time, and Camel will defend. Not bad, not a bad defense. There's some lost mining time, but at least only lost one SCV. From here we can calm things down and settle in. Frost is slightly behind when it comes to upgrades. eBays are still on the way. Raxes were a little bit more behind as well. CC slightly later. Does feel like Camel has a slight edge overall here when it comes to timings, when it comes to the economy, but only a slight edge. Again, when it comes to TVT, even a more substantial lead doesn't mean too much. A lot of it still comes down to positional play, composition, and these big main army engagements. We've seen many a time where a player can be down 20-30 supply and still win a fight in TVT. We are settling in. Third base is now being taken. Getting saturated. Likewise, Camel going to be the first to move out. Has plenty of Ravens. Checking the compositions. 3 Raven versus 3 Raven. Frost has a slight lead when it comes to tank production. Interference Matrix has been researched. And Camel has potential for a dive. Stim is done. Tanks are looking a bit exposed. Vikings further back. Camel can go for the disables. Up, going for it. We get the first 2, we get the first 3. 3 tanks are disabled, auto turrets being thrown down, and Camel will break through at least the first tank. Can he get on top of the second though? A nice counter auto turrets here from Frost. Takes down the Ravens, boys being pulled. Vikings land and the tanks will hold. But that did cost a lot here to defend. Another tank goes down. Yeah, Frost losing 9 SCVs. Has to live the third CC. Yeah, so far, successful attack here from Camel. And behind this, fully saturated on 3 bases. From here, can get a 4th CC. Has to be careful though. Okay, I appreciate this. Camel not taking any risks. Denies the 3rd, unsieges, backs off. It's a very careful play from the Camel. Is the Camel starving though? That's the question. So Frost is going to be reestablishing her 3rd CC. Getting back into upgrades. And we mentioned before about despite being at a deficit, you can come back. I do agree with that. Oh, we're going for a Doom Drop. Oh no. Doom Drop is on the way. We do have Vikings, but alas, Frost is not quite in position to intercept. No turrets in the main base either. Camel going for the main. And going for the throat. Production looking very vulnerable. Only one tank in the main base for Frost. And the drop, it's gonna pop off. It's gonna be successful. Diving right on in. Tanks will siege as well. The boys are being pulled away. Production is being canned, but here come the rest of the Vikings. And nice auto turret placement. Tanks are cleaned up. And it looks like Frost should be able to shut this down, including all the Vikings as well. Oh, this drop doesn't get much done, actually. What did we get? We got some add-ons. We got 1 or 2 SCVs. Again, quick reaction out of Frost pulling away. And the lead that Camel once had is not there anymore. Oh boy, that was a brutal trade. That was how many medevacs went down? That was 5 medevacs. 5 medevacs. The remaining tanks was what, 2 tanks? Oh, now we counterattack. How the pendulum swings from one player to the other. Yo, Camel thought they were Frost. Sorry, they thought they were Björn, I meant to say. Frost moving out. Boys being pulled. Oh my god. A wild engage here at a Camel. The boys have arrived to come in for a surround, but we can just land the Vikings. Frost. Yeah, shutting down the SCVs. And does the game end here and now? 1 tank left for Camel. Oh my god. Not too much fire though. Not too much dive potential. Frost waiting for reinforcements. More Marines have arrived. Camel long distance mining, trying to establish a 4th base. Frost is in position. Can't deny the 4th. SCV's coming in. Oh, get out of here! The workers! SCVs are pulled away. Oh, stimming in. Oh, almost catching the tanks. Frost has to be so careful when it comes to the unsiege. Reinforcements getting caught out. Good pickups here from Camel. 4th base is denied. 4th CC now on the way for Frost. Camel's moving out. Nice scan. Frost is aware. Pulling away. Tank sieging up there within range. Oh my god! That position. Very nice movement here from Frost. Catching out the bio. Rotating once again. Yeah, unlike Frost, Camel was not aware of the main army. This time scans ahead of time. Camel getting it back up 4th. Up and running. Economy is still solid. When it comes to the armies though, Frost still has a tank lead. Oh! Getting a tank shut off. Hand this 3-3 on the way. Yo, we're on top of the upgrades. Let's go. And we're still trying to find a way in. Frost the first to siege. Oh my god. Camel does pull away in time. Tanks are on siege. They're going to be focused down. 1 tank left. 0 tanks left. And that was still a better trade for Frost. Takes down 2 more tanks. Did bleed out a lot of Marines, but it's okay. We can afford to lose Marines. It's okay. Rotating once again. Well, Camel does miss the army, does miss the rotation. We could end up in a bit of a base trade. Frost going for the 3rd. Camel can do the same. 3rd base is exposed. And we have to commit. We have to commit to the base trade. There are tanks on the low ground. CC is going to fall. Frost going for the dive. We'll focus on the tanks. No support. Tanks are falling at the same time. Camel hits the 3rd base as well. 2 CCs dropping into the main. And the main base, once again, there's not much here. This time the Doom Drop should get damage done. Gets on top of the tanks. Meanwhile, Frost going for the 4th, not the main. Yeah, the main base of Frost is compromised. Rax is going down, factories as well. Yeah, Camel getting a little more value here in this base trade so far. Frost still has mining, but no production. Yeah, production is forfeit. And Frost, do we commit to the base trade or do we come back home? As here in the main, there's no tanks. It's only Marine. Frost could break this. What do we go for? Main's still under fire. We have more CCs on the way. Frost getting ahead of time. One tank on the high ground. The one tank may be enough to deter. Going for a Doom Drop even. Okay, okay. We're going full bait. Oh no! Oh my god. calm down, Pappy. Calm down. Marines are in position. Natural base falling as well. CCs are getting up. Frost likewise getting a ninja base, getting multiple ninja bases, but what about the production? As Frost gets off the drop, one tank gonna go down. Oh, that's a lot of Marines coming in, but Frost has 3-3. Frost has the upgrades. And we'll break through the Marines. Frost has control of the main base. Main is gonna fall. There's one tank on the low ground. And we have the mass migration floating on over. Does Frost have any production though? One Rax on the way. The bio army came back home. Tanks are put out. Camel did turn back around, but again, Camel only has two tanks. Has the two. Main base falling. CC's getting up. Camel turning back around again, going for another base trade. Restarting. He's gonna have to try to break a planetary though. And a random sensor tower as well. CC's the finishing. Some of the production was saved, but only Rax's. So Camel can only produce Marines. More in the main going down. Looking at the units tab, Camel's up in Marines, down in tanks. Frost has Vikings. And how much will Camel lose breaking this planetary? So probably go for the mass repair. Some Marines are going to be going down. And down to 27 Marines. So the Marine count is evening up. More Rax is on the way. I can't see where the scans are.
Our base is under attack.
Camel looking for the expansions. Rax under fire. Frost shutting down the tank. Tank will fall. Where's the other tank? Oh, there it is. Other tanks across the map. There is a planetary for Camel. Bear that in mind. Planetary does finish. Camel racing back home, has not found the fridge bases. Has not found the expansions. Camel is turning back around. But against 4 tanks. There we go. The bases are found. Frost now knows. She's aware. And the question becomes, I mean, Frost technically is up on bases, but barely any economy, barely any mining. And Frost has to send it. Another tank was built. Army sims in. The tanks in the backline to support. Massive tank shots going off. Down to 15 Marines. 15 Marines left over. Frost might have enough to break this. I say might because of the planetary, because of the Sim City, the ramp as well. There's other factors at play. Does stim in. Going for the dive. Takes down a medevac. Tank siege. And Frost may just have this. Tank goes down though. One of the tanks falls. That one tank. 4 kills. Oh my god. Still so close. We're neck and neck when it comes to Marines. Both players have 3-3. 2 tanks. Second tank has arrived. This has money. Tank goes down. Oh my god. Yeah, massive moment here for Camel. Getting a tank, getting a Viking as well. Oh, getting a second Viking. Ah, the land. Not like this. Frost is hurting. Boosting away, running to a planetary. I like this. Let's go. I might not have a tank, but I have a planetary. And ideally, you force Camel to overcommit. Camel is unaware that there's multiple bases. And might think that this is the last mining base. Might overcommit. Camel pushing in. Stims forward. Within range of the planetary, but the planetary doesn't get a shot off. If only you could like manually rotate the turret to reduce the time it takes to shoot. You can see the turret slowly rotating to get a shot off. Tank within range, getting closer. Oh my god. Behind this, Frost building up reinforcements. More tanks getting within range of the last CC. Camel taking it slow. Are these tanks within range of anything? I don't think so. Oh, okay, the factory. Let's go. Factory under fire. Frost will evacuate. Abandons the planetary. Boys being pulled. Oh my god. We're crazy. Boys being pulled in. Factory's gonna go down. Camel does have 3 though. 3 tanks, I mean. Army's out of position. Planetary goes down. Uh-oh. Camel is vulnerable. And Frost may just go for a jump on top of the tanks. It's still gonna be difficult because of the planetary. True. It's not that easy. But Camel is out of position. Marine counter still neck and neck. Same with the tanks. Frost boosting in. Boosting past, I think. Yeah. Boosting past. Regrouping. Likewise, a Camel has arrived. Both armies make it back. One base versus one base. Camel does have the better economy, but is supply blocked. Frost has resource to work with. Has free supply. Coming back up. Max goes down. Yo, Banshee! The big brain play, unironically, right? There's one CC, there's one orbital. Limited scans. No eBay, no turrets. The Banshee might just end the game. Yo, you think Invisible Man is good? Invisible Flying Machine. Yeah, that might just end the game. 100%. Just the one orbital, as long as you stagger the Banshees one after the other, then the Banshees will eventually kill everything. And as long as we're not too cavalier with them, and we don't get them all caught out in one scan, for example. Hyperflight rotors on the way. See, Probe Scout in the chat. Single lid would actually be so nice. Yeah. I mean, regardless, right? Whether it's Liberator, whether it's Banshee. Let's go. There is soon going to be another orbital, though. That does complicate things. Second orbital on the way. Lib now done for Camel. Here's a Liberator. Camel has air control with the one Viking. Lib sieges. Frost stepping in. Has to engage, takes down the Lib. Whew. Banshees, and now they strike. They're going for the mineral line. Camel forced to push in into town. Oh my god, no! Camel forced into the all-in. Brutal tank shots going off. Not the best trade here from Camel, and Camel is gonna throw everything away. Oh my god, the Banshees! They triggered him. GG! GG, well played. And Frost will take the game with a Banshees back. Let's go. GG. I mean, it was a really rough position. What I will say regarding to Camel's position is, of course, Camel had another base, had scans available as well, had a Viking, if I recall correctly. I don't think Camel lost the Viking, but, you know, maybe with 3 Banshees, a little bit too much DPS was too much to handle. The pressure became too much. GG, well played. GG. Let's go. Dedication this is. Washed or the washer. Oh, let's go. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Frost brings it back. It was a wild game. Was definitely wild. Moments for both players. But with that wraps up our TVT. Oh, should turn this into a best of 1. And we have 2 matches left. We have 2 matches remaining here. Un momento, here we go. We have Babyling versus the Chicken King. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, we actually learned a little bit about the history of the name Chicken King the other day when we were casting WTL. If you remember, there was a show match. There was a show match before WTL with Crank, with Mana, with F91, with Xiao Se, and they were all fighting to be like the Chicken Lord. And I think Babyling gave us some insight as to like the meaning of it and how it's kind of like a phrase that is used, and it's kind of like Noob King basically is kind of what it refers to. So really what this means is that Chicken King is totally Crank. True. Kappa. Cap. But we have a ZVT. Let us go. I ELO and be a professor. Exactly. Not a degen. Has IRL commitments. It's still popping up. Let's go. As we're diving into our next game and spawning in the top right hand corner of Alkione, we have our red Terran player representing clan Big SCQ. It is Chicken King. Not to be confused with Chicken Man. Not to be confused. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Dimples, aka Babylings. We go. So we are going to be settling in. Putting into Alkione, of course, a much larger map. Can lead to more longer game states as well. Had a lot of long games on Alkione recently. I'm curious if we're also going into that game state. We shall see. I'm also very unfamiliar with Chicken King. Unfamiliar with their playstyle, whether they play bio or mech or a more aggressive style or a more slower style. A little bit less familiar. Oh no, are they just gonna are they just gonna spam the entire game? Oh no. I was also notified that like this person is a bit of a BMer and not the most ideal person, which is also why Babyling wanted to submit this. Feels good. So now Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Babylings. And we have a Rex Expand out of Chicken King. So I was just blowing my nose. I've been getting sick. I think I'm like getting a little bit sick today. I don't know. I was like coughing and dying earlier. Not like this. We're settling back in though. But now, yeah, Rex Expand into Factory. Unfortunately, I don't think I can like block the text of Chicken King throughout the game. Unfortunately. Hopefully they don't say anything too bad. Now though, getting to our third, Reaper has arrived. Not really getting much damage so far. So far, so good. Third CC behind this, going to be an economic opener. Third CC before Starport. Standard opener here by Chicken King. And it should lead into a pretty standard setup here. Going to Starport, I imagine Tech Lab on the rack, since when add-ons up into Banshee production. Everything looking as it should for the time being. Yeah, Tech Lab's on the way. So standard game state. There's a thing going around. There's a mild flu. Oh no, but oh no. But I don't go outside. It's possible. I'll be fine. The aliens are moving out. It's like, I don't go outside. This shouldn't be happening, Bobby. This shouldn't be happening. I should be safe from the elements. From the animals outside. Oh no. I'm not safe. Overlord Scout will confirm, gets eyes on the third CC, gets eyes on the 111. No researching Cloak, interestingly enough, but it is still going to be Banshee. So now Babylings is aware to get ready back at home with Queens, with Spores. The setup shouldn't get much done, shouldn't get much damage. And likewise, no big investment to Hellions, just going to be initially 6 Hellions, 4 back at home, 2 on the map. So far, Babylings is keeping up. Setting up for a Link counterattack as well, but there are Hellions at home, potentially could get us around. Oh, do we get it? We do! Very nicely done. 2 Hellions going to fall immediately. 2 others behind this, so the Lings will have to back off, but regardless, nice damage, nice value. This also means that the dive potential of Chicken King is a lot lower. As we almost catch another 2 Hellions, Lings will pull away. Behind this, working towards Bio. We have a 3-1-1 setup here. Cloak now being researched. Again, Spores are on the way. Babylink did confirm the Banshee earlier with the Ling run by. It's getting ready. And so far, really safe play as well. Going for the lair-based opener into Baneling Nest, into delayed Evo Chamber upgrades. It's a very safe play here by Babylink. And is opting to expand on the left-hand side here. Taking the 4th. 4th base on the way. So far, everything's looking pretty solid. Joining up. And we'll see what Chicken King goes for. When it comes to this map, especially because we're playing Bio, something like an ARAX I could definitely see occurring. It's quite viable, quite strong actually even. And she's shooing the Queen away. For now, they're just working on the 5-rack setup. Behind this, we have our upgrades. Just the 1 Evo Chamber for the time being from Babylink. I'm sure we'll get into that soon. So far, getting 2 drone kills. Not bad. 2 drones go down, dipping into the main. Banshees haven't gotten much more done, though. And again, the Queen's able to keep up with the rotations. Spores are done in time. And there's that second Evo Chamber. She's just being annoying, but not able to get too much value here. Just 2 drones. She's at the back off. And that is going to be 3 more Raxes on the way. It is, in fact, going to be an 8-Rax setup here from Chicken King. It's going to be what looks to be a 3-base all-in. Very committed, very aggressive. Very aggressive. And so far, Babelings is doing quite well. Droning up to 80 workers. The crease spread looking solid. Likewise, Hellions will go for a dive, though. They're going for the 3rd base, the 4th even. Drones are going to get roasted. Ooh, getting up to 8 drones already. Babelings will shut this down. Yeah, 8 drone kills here from the Hellions. Good run by from Chicken King. Overseer Scout will confirm. Gets eyes on every single Rax in the main. And will confirm the 8 Rax. From here, Babelings should be aware to cut worker production. I mean, is on a pretty decent worker count regardless, but focusing purely on Lingbane. Purely on Lingbane. It can be risky to tech up. Not impossible, but it can be risky to go towards Hive Tech and towards Hydras. Hydras specifically. But we have seen players kind of sneak out with something like a Hive into Ultras, for example, preserving and staying on a lower gas count, building it up over time. No extra gases have been taken. So far, purely Lingbane. So far, a very solid response. Again, it's all about shutting down the initial push and making sure that the Terran player doesn't get momentum. Another expansion on the way, sneaking out a couple of drones. Double drop on the right hand side. Babeling double expanding, clearing up rocks. The creep is lacking towards the south, so Chicken King so far is unscattered and might force a cancellation on the gold. Army Sims in. And a bit of a move command. Uh-oh. Bit of miscontrol there from the Terran, but will get a cancel. Cancel the expansion. Double jump towards the left. And the main army is building up. We're getting ready for a main push right through the center. Ooh, Armory is very late though. So 2-2 heavily delayed. I'm curious if 2-2 is delayed like this, if you're 8-Raxing, I think at this point, because you miss your timing, especially if your opponent is of equal skill to you, I kind of wouldn't be opposed to like seeing a 4th CC and extra gas and transitioning out of this, because this is a pretty big deal. Like 2-2 is so late for the Terran. As a result, our Zerg player Babeling is actually going to be ahead in upgrades. Quite far ahead as 2-2 still hasn't begun. Oh my god. A massive delay, and we are committing to the move out. 2-2 now starts, and there's the 4CC. But again, the 4CC feels very late. 2-2 obviously very delayed. It's a very committed move out. It's a terrifying army. It's huge, right? It's massive. That's a lot of Marines. But Chicken King is that much more committed. Babeling going for a counterattack at the same time? Oh my god. Just crazy. Okay. Going for a massive counterattack and will cripple the economy. The 3rd CC is exposed. It's under fire. And at this point, we have to commit up the ramp. Going for the massive unsiege. Baelings will crash in. Nice target firing Baelings mainly to tanks, but now they get onto the Marines. Yeah, good Baeling connections. They crash into the Marines. Leans, they come in from behind as well. And Chicken King does not even get the expansion. The 4th hatchery does survive. The Marines, the tanks are all shut down. Again, the tanks were caught on siege. There was no splash damage. And again, I mean, I was surprised by how quickly the Marines fell because of the upgrades. Because of no 2-2. Ay. I mean, 2-2 just now kicking in as well for Babeling. And there's almost nothing left. There's nothing left here. The 8-Rax was shut down. Again, 3-base all in. And it was a delayed 3-base all in. Not like this. Marines, they bust into the natural. Not many Baelings, but again, the Lings, they can hold their own. Like 2-2 Lings against 1-1 Marines. Ay. The Baelings rush in. The mineral line. Oh my god. They eviscerate the mineral line. There are some reinforcements coming out, but again, Babeling, all she has to do is just calm down, rebuild, remax. Hydra Den is done. Hydra upgrades now on the way. Can work towards a hive as well. Build up, max out, and go for the 2nd wave. Meanwhile, from the side of the Terran, the only thing that Chicken King really has, I think I said Chicken Man earlier, I apologize, is Medivacs. We have Medivacs, we have some Bio Army, not much. Double expanding. Can Mule? True. The hopium is real with the mules. can meal his heart out, but for the most part, outside of making any grievous mistakes, Babyling should be able to just roll over the Terran. As there's one tank. There's one tank to defend. No Widow Mines, no additional tanks, no bunkers, no Sim City. Just Marine, no Marauders either, because it was an 8 racks. Pure Marine. Yeah, Babyling going in for the kill. We have attempted splitting, attempted spread, but no shot. Easy as Babylings that will take the game and will shut Chicken King down. GG. Very impressive. Very impressive. GG. Assault Sons. Honestly, I was concerned with the Ling counterattack by going for the third. I mean, it crippled the third base, and Babyling had more than enough to attack and defend back at home. I was not as convinced, but clearly was more than enough. Shuts down the push, shuts down the 8 racks, and GG. GG, well played. Babyling does take it. And with that, we have one game left. We have one viewer replay left here for us. A very interesting viewer replay that I was not quite expecting. It is going to be a viewer replay between Demi and Hearthstone. Okay, let's go. Let us go. We're getting ready for our next game. Demi, of course, Indian Zerg player up against Hearthstone, the Protoss player from the Netherlands. But this is not Hearthstone playing his main race. This is Hearthstone playing something very different. This is Hearthstone playing Terran, not Protoss. Oh boy. I'm very unfamiliar with Hearthstone's Terran. I don't know what he does. I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing this and he's making like a YouTube video. It's very possible. I don't know if he does like viewer submitted replays, or sorry, viewer submitted like strategies and stuff like that. I don't know what he does, but we'll see. We'll find out. We will find out. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Indian Zerg player representing Match Arena Esports. It is Demi. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent from the land of the Netherlands representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Hearthstone, aka the Cowboy. Okay. We have our TVZ, we have our another Zerg versus Terran. But I don't expect this to be as clear-cut and as standard. The last game, was standard economic openers into an 8 racks, of course. Here, again, I expect Hearthstone to do something crazy and wild, and I expect Demi to meter the hell out of him. But we'll see. We'll see how our expectations do unfold. Here we go. Now it's just going to be the rack expands. Back home, Demi going for a hatch gas pull. Standard openers all around for the time being. But again, we'll see. See what Hearthstone does. I know that Hearthstone can be a very stylistic player, even if he doesn't, cheese and do crazy stuff, can be very stylistic, so we'll see what he does bring to the table. Meanwhile, likewise from the side of Demi, if you're maybe a little bit unfamiliar with him, he's the Muta King. He is the Muta King of the Sea. He's very fond of Muta play in all matchups, and can utilize them like no other. And especially in the current meta, in the current state, especially after WTL, Mutas have, they're suddenly a hot topic once again in this matchup. I'm curious if maybe Demi was inspired by Raynor. It's possible. Very possible. As the first Reaper's moving out. And again, I might be getting ahead of myself. We could just see some Lingmane into Hydra Lurker play instead, or some Roach Ravel in. The Reaper has arrived. So far, Demi is keeping up back at her. Lings have made it, zoning the Reaper away. I say that the first Ling... Oh my god. Whew. Demi pulling back just in time. We'll defend. We'll hope. We'll hold behind this. Third CC before Starport. Economic opener here out of Hearthstone. Oh, okay. Hearthstone going for 3cc 2-on-1. We saw that second Rax for a moment there, but that might have been a mistake. Nope, there it is. Okay, 3cc 2-on-1 at a Hearthstone. A build that we have seen rising popularity as of late, has been a little bit more trendy over the past 6 months. And it does mean that you lack map control early on. It means there are no Hellions to, or there's going to be a lack of Hellions to really punish or to really gain map control or to slow down the creep. Likewise, no Banshees either, but it does work up towards a big like stim timing with 2 medevacs with 60 Marines. Does build towards a later aggression. As Hearthstone only has 2 Hellions, only 2. They can just poke in, get some limited scouting information. They shouldn't get much done. The Hellions are out on the map. Demi securing himself. Droning up. Let's see what Hearthstone can get done. But now, no major signs of tech either. It's a little bit too early for that, but wouldn't be surprised if Demi goes for Lair first. Third CC now being taken, and there it is, Lair first out of Demi. Lair into a safety Baneling Nest. Demi playing quite safe. We'll keep an eye on the gases. If he does take extra gases, then it could be for mutas. But against 3cc 2-on-1, I'm actually not fond of muta play. Just because there are going to be so many Marines. A gas is now on the way. No Evo chambers yet. We'll keep an eye on Demi. Yeah, getting up to 4 gases. Hellions poking in. Taking down a tumor. Safety Banelings on the way. Here comes the 2-1-1. We have Hellions to support. No Hellbat, but no, sorry, the armory's done. My apologies. Armory is done. Hellbats are morphing in. The Banelings are coming in clutch here for Demi. And Banelings are finishing up just in time. The army is spotted. And with the help of all these queens with the Ling Bane as well, Demi should be able to hold on, should shut this down. A nice spread out of Hearthstone, but Demi, he wants the Marines. He wants them. When he will get them. The Marines get shut down. The Hellbats are dealt with by the Queens. And Demi will defend. It's a very nice defense here from Demi. Behind this, taking all 6 gases. And yep, with 6 gases, it can only mean one thing. Spire. Spire play out of Demi. Show us that mutas. And initially, I was a little bit concerned about Demi rushing to a Spire, but going Spire after deflecting the first push, I mean, that I'm okay with. That Demi, he is safe to do so. There is a secondary wave coming in, but it's only, what, 5 Marines? We'll force a cancel. But shouldn't get much more. 5 Marines and 2 Hellbats. Demi will defend. Double Evo chambers on the way for double upgrades. Hearthstone is taking gases and a second factory, so he's not 8-raxing. Let's go. Playing out a standard game. But now the pressure is on Hearthstone. He has not scouted the main. He has not checked for the tech. He's not aware of what's going on now. I mean, Demi is playing on his main accounts. He's not like playing on a barcode or anything like that. So Hearthstone should be aware that Demi is a muta enjoyer. He should be aware. I don't know if Hearthstone knows who Demi is. So it might be in the back of his mind. For now, getting to Widow Mines, so Marine Mine. Solid Army, especially against Ling Bane Muta. There we go, the mutas are on the way. Oh, let's transfuse. Now the question becomes, as we do barely keep the queens alive, one queen will finally go down. But Demi does hold. The question becomes, how hard are we going to move the mutas, and do we go for the drops initially, or do we go across the map for the mineral lines? As it looks like the answer is the drop play. Demi hunting down those medevacs, forcing back Hearthstone. Behind this infestation bit for Hive Tech. More lings are amassing. Demi only made 9 mutas. The medevac! And the medevac barely does not go down. One does, the other does escape. Drop into the main. Lings in position. And we do trade well, sniping a queen, not bad. Awesome, getting a queen. Being cleaned up. More mutas on the way. With this infestation bit, this could be a rush in towards Hive Tech, in towards Ultras. I think that's the second infestation bit. Oh no. But that could be the plan. To get into Ultra Tech. I'm assuming just because the muta count is a little bit lower. Demi is going to pull back. Just tune in. Why is Hearthstone playing T? This is a ladder game. This is a ladder game. I guess I don't know if Hearthstone was like making a YouTube video, but maybe at the time. Just do dip in. So far, Hearthstone is keeping up. He's got a Thor here at the third. He's got plenty of Marines in the main, turrets as well. So far, looking very secure here against mutas. But this is why I mentioned before that Demi actually hasn't made that many mutas. I mean, it's a decent flock of mutas, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's planning for a big ground switch here. He has plenty of Link Bane on the ground. Hive about to finish up and show us that Ultra Cavern. That's what I'm waiting for. See if he goes for it. There it is, Ultra Cavern now on the way. Hearthstone is trying to turtle up back at home. That's kind of what you have to do against mutas. Just because Demi has full map control. If Hearthstone tried to drop, if he tried to move out, he would be shut down. So he's just setting up sensor towers, turrets, widow mines. Is now moving out with his bio army, and the Link Bane is heavily out of position. Uh-oh. Demi, come back home. Hearthstone is going to be pushing onto creep. Nice spread. Link Bane still going for a counterattack instead. Bold move by Demi. Up! Hearthstone, he spots it! And Zonaga will spot the run by. And Demi has to respond. Pulls away. Hearthstone doesn't commit across the map. He likewise pulls back as well. Hearthstone will catch a queen. We are so deep on the creep with only 2 widow mines. This is a little bit too ambitious. Yeah, he pulls back. Pulls back. Demi hits the third. Catching a Thor. Bailing to get into the mineral line. Well, they at least attempt to. Nominated CVs go down. Muta's being forced back, but the army was forced to turn back home. And now here come the Ultras. Yeah, Demi just freeing up supply. Transitioning into Ultra Tech. And Greater Spire on the way as well. And the Greater Spire is done. +2 air attack. And the name of the game here for Demi should be Deny the 5th. Deny the 5th expansion. Contain Hearthstone on 4 bases for as long as possible. And make sure Hearthstone cannot expand. The creep is looking decent. We saw a creeping queen killed earlier, and I'm not so sure Demi has many more queens. Has a decent queen count, but using them to defend. So the creep is a little bit lacking. Hitting ground on the left-hand side, though. Oh, the minefield is brutal. Oh. Oh, no! The mutas! Oh, the minefield! Ooh, big connections. First one goes off. Second one does not. Ay, ay, ay. Cuidado, Patrick. Cuidado. Demi trying to bait out those widow mines and will bait them out. Okay, not bad. Does drag the mine shot. Hearthstone moving on the right hand side, spots the ultras. Counter-spading is done, but 3-3 is not. So one of the best upgrades here from Demi. Bailings rolling in, but where are the Lings? And not the best trade. As Bailings are going down the hatchery as well. Muta's going for the dive into Thor's though. And Demi bleeding out a lot of resources. Behind this, going to more Ultra. Meanwhile, Hearthstone going for a split push. I just realized Demi has some Ling Bane just tucked away in the corner again. He's just chilling. He's waiting for the moment. I mean, shout out to Demi because I guess this also shows the restraints. There's clearly no F2ing here. The army is just off to the side. It's on timeout. It's in timeout. They'll be able to play again eventually. That's 3-3 is merely seconds away. Once again, Hearthstone getting caught out with a bit of a smaller army. Mine shot goes off. Good connection here on the Bailings with the Mutas. They come in to clean up. The Medivacs! The Medivacs, they cannot boost away. It's on cooldown. Oh wait, no, it's available. They go trying to unload. Medivacs are cleaned up. Hearthstone plummeting in supply. And he's pushing across the map. And that will force a reaction from Demi. Demi's still leaving the Ling Bane. We need it, Papi. We need it. Ay, ay, ay. Hearthstone busting into the mineral line. Is getting a bit overstimmed though. Leaving out some Marines. Okay. By the time the game ends, is this army going to come into play? Dude, does it come back? Oh no. Damn it, he's playing with a handicap. This is like in Brood War how there have been times where at the start of a game, if a player's like overly confident and there we go, and is cocky, they like pull boys away or like they kill their own workers and just play from behind. But there we go, there we go. Maybe he notices, he's like, hey, look, I have a free army. Let's go. Pulls back, now in position to defend. Speaking of, Hearthstone pushing in. Oh, catching out the Lings. Woodermine is not quite forced out. Oh, the Bailings though. Some decent connections. They do crash into the Marines, so they will buy time. Demi does respond. Rotates over. Decent mine shots on the Lings, but not on the Bailings. Demi will defend. Likewise, bottom left. Drops are cleaned up. Demi shutting this down. 3-3 is now done. Did have the Greater Spire, no big Broodlord transition yet, but it's going to be available. Meanwhile, they're going to reset. Where's the detection? Oh my god. Oh no! No, get away! Woodermines do reset. Demi does pull away in time. Catching up the main army. Hearthstone, he's an animal, throwing down a turret in the middle of the fight. Oh my god. A little bit cocky there. Sensor tower is cleaned up. Thankfully. Meanwhile, there is an Overseer with the Mutas. Oh, catching out free Medivacs. Nicely done. Medivacs going down. The mine shots! Mine shots were... They did get their shots off once again. Mine shots did go off. +3 air attack on the way for Demi. Hearthstone has been able to establish a 5th base. We spoke about it earlier, but the win condition for Demi would have been to delay and deny this expansion for as long as possible, but it's now up and running. And Hearthstone now has the greater economy. He's on 90 SCVs, arguably too many workers, but is on 5 bases against a 6 of Demi. And Demi's pretty committed here. Going for the dive, has a large bank to work with. Oh, the boys! Boys being pulled to the base, they're going to be shut down. Yeah, and every single SCV does fall. Hearthstone, he had 90 workers, now down to 76. Mutas even going for the CC. Oh, the Mutas! They get it! Oh my god! My shot goes off! The repairs! 5 HP barely will save the command center. Oh my god. Command center does live. Demi gets away. 16 more Mutas in production. Demi doubling down on mass Muta. Bold move. I mean, there is just the one Thor this time, but still plenty of anti-air. Game is getting scrappy. But I guess from the earlier trades, Demi has been more efficient. He's been able to build up quite a bank. He can afford to trade. Liberator going for the southern base. Carson pushing in. Does force a reaction, does force out all the mutas, and he's pulling Demi apart. Lib goes down. Demi will save the northern hatchery, though. He keeps up. Hodgman getting another base up and running. Demi with how many mutas? 24. 24 mutas for Demi. What does he go for? He's going for the main army. Hatchery is going to go down. Oh, the snipes on the Ultras. Ultra does fall as well. The mutas, they go for the mineral line. They will get it. At the same time, Harsum dropping across the map. CC under fire. Harsum, he doesn't stop. He keeps pushing in. Harsum is going for the third. We'll get the hatchery. More Ultras on the way. Demi can punish this army 100%. He's getting ready for the surround. The mutas are scouted. Harsum still pushing in. That's a lot of Ultras. Uh-oh. Demi goes for the dive, gets the Widow Mine, gets a Ghost. Once again, another mineral line falling. Harsum, he's hurting. He turns around. Harsum, he's forced to turn back around. He's like, okay, fine, I have to deal with the mutas. Didn't want to. Lost 2 mineral lines. Likewise, though, Demi did lose some bases. Expansions did fall. The minefield is still set up. Widow mines everywhere. Demi going for a run by. Oh my god, the mule hammer! I was gonna say, Harsum is down in workers, down in economy, but we have mules, so really he's ahead. The mules, man. Corruptors on the way. Yo, the would-be broodlords potentially. Greater Spire's been done for a while. We'll be getting ready for the broods. Medevac is going to be shut down. As Harsum does attempt to push through the center. Still has those Widow Mines from earlier. Still has the mines. Mules are running out. There are still some towers up. Oh, sorry, turrets up and running. Without repairs, though, there's only 3 SCVs. Yeah, there's not enough repair. The fresh mining base is going to fall at the same time. Harsum, he commits. And we have some Ling main ultras to defend. A lot of Ling main ultras to defend. Liberation has arrived. We can run past it. And we can race past the libs. We collapse on the bio. Mine shots are okay, but the ultras, they're too much. They just swallow up the army. And Harsum has almost nothing left. No economy, no army. The mutas, they come back. Massive mine shots going off. But the mutas, they will clean this up. The drops, the marines, the ghosts. And what does Harsum have left? The mule. He has mules, true. He's still fine. God, the amount of mules. Crazy. Muling his heart out. Trying to get the 4th base up running. We have more mules to repair. Let's go. Oof. Big mine shot going off. Demi likewise doesn't have the best economy either. I should emphasize that. Demi, he's on half a base here. He's got a couple of patches towards the south. He's got 1 full mining base towards the north, but just 1. Both players are hurting, but Demi has a bank. He's been able to mine more for longer. The mine shots! Oh my god. Again, the minefields are still around. Ay, ay, ay. A little bit here towards the south. Now, there is a chance here for Harsum. Even though he's down in supply, down quite heavily, because of how many Widow Mines he has, honestly, there's a chance where the mines can clean up the mutants, of course, and the ground army can be cleaned up by the liberators. So despite having a smaller army, Hearthstone has a lot of potential here with Mine Lib Ghost. It's a very efficient army, I should say. So he can definitely take a fight. And he's recovering, getting another base up and running, floating over a CC. And Hearthstone, he's turtling up quite hard here. He knows that this is his most important mining base. Oh, the scans. He's looking, Pappy. He finds it.
Ready for dust off.
Going down more libs. Demi going for a bailing run by, not much in position to defend, but it's not the most important base regardless. Ooh, should get the mineral line. Dust bust in, going for the planetary even. Planetary goes down. At the same time, a Demi collapsing on the main army. Mine just going off, but again, Hearthstone getting punished for moving out onto the map. Hearthstone has to stay back at him. He has to stay here under the safety of those libs and winter mines. He cannot move out. And Demi can just keep rebuilding. Hearthstone quick to go. The Paleys, they keep going in. Oh, these CC's off center. Aye. Hearthstone is going to attempt to reestablish these bases. Demi taking bottom left. Oh, look, just like Hearthstone. Off center, let's go. Really, Demi, he saw the CC, so he wanted to make Hearthstone feel better. Let's go. It's like we're the same, Pat. I appreciate it. Demi shuts down two of these turrets. I say that the repairs are too good. The mutants are going to be going down. Oh my god. Another miss trade from Demi, bleeding out a lot of mutas. But is now the time for the Broodlord. Corruptors are on the way. Yep, there they are. Broodlords, they're coming. The Broodlords are out. There's still a good ghost count though, and there's no infestors, I believe. Yeah, no infestors, no fungal. So the Terran can still take this. Zuko once again going for the southern base. At the same time, Hearthstone going for the north, trading a base for a base. Hatchery for a CC. But, I mean, Demi can afford to lose bases. He has, but never mind. I was going to say he has bottom left, but Liberator has arrived, denying mining. Demi forced to pull away. Muta should be able to keep up. Clean up the army. Hearthstone still with a pretty threatening force. How many ghosts do we have? 13. 13 ghosts for Hearthstone. 7 libs, 12 winter mines. But Hearthstone actually hasn't had a straight up fight with the Broodlords yet. Hasn't had that encounter. Hearthstone pushing forward, he's crazy. Pushing onto creep. Demi's maxed out. And we should see Demi collapse. Unless he could even try and get us around. The mine shot though! Oh my god. Mine shot going off. Decent connections, but there's just so little on the ground for Hearthstone. Yeah, Demi going for the kill, going for the throws. The ghosts are trapped. Oh, they're trying to get out. No! They try to escape, they get shut down. And Demi overwhelms Harstem. And breaking through the front line, there's 2 ghosts left. Harstem is going full tear and he's coping, Pappy. The copium is real. Liberator's gonna be falling. Again, 2 ghosts remaining. Down to 1. Down to up. Down to 0. GG gets caught as the final ghost falls, and Demi will take the game. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Demi will take it. Again, Harstem, of course, his main race is Protoss, not Terran. But regardless, a very impressive performance there. I'm pretty sure Harstem is still GM with Terran. I don't know the exact MMR, the exact skill, but I'm sure GM of some kind. And yeah, very well done here by Demi. There were definitely moments for both players. For the most part, Demi, he had a lot of breathing room to work with, that's true. But likewise, Harstem was able to hold his own despite having a bit of a smaller army, knowing how to make use of the Terran, turtling up very hard, settling in, getting into his Lib Ghost, into Lib Ghost Widowmine. We saw some insane mine shots. And we were of course trading bases, but yeah, Harstem was never able to really deal critical damage here to Demi, whether it was going for some more secure bases or dealing a killing blow to the main army. GG, well played. Demi did play very well, GG, well played. Shutting Harstem down. And with that, that's going to be wrapping up our matches. Wrapping up our matches here for the day. We had 5 viewer-submitted replays. For those who don't know what's been going on, if you're in the chat, there is actually a point redemption. With your channel points, you can redeem a viewer replay cast. So you can submit a replay, and we will cast them here on the channel. Whether it's, you know, pro play, diamond, platinum, gold. You know, we accept all replays from all shades, from all sizes. Sometimes we get pro players like Eba or Demi or Night Phoenix submitting replays. I think Trigger submitted a replay before. Usually ladder games. Usually, sometimes some other pro games as well. Like tournament games, I should say, but. Yeah, we try to have some fun. A little bit less serious, less on the line. These are ladder games, of course, and congratulations to Demi. And with that, it's going to be a bit of a shorter broadcast here today. I say short broadcast at 2 hours. It's not bad. But yeah, usually we try to do this like after a big event, after a tournament cast, but we haven't really had much time recently, so yeah, did decide to dedicate a full stream to this, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great to see some matches from Frost, from Babylings, from Demi, from Soundo as well. To appreciate it. And if you're ever interested, if you ever have a replay you want to submit, then yeah, that channel point redemption is there. The Discord is there as well. You can post your replay in Discord, and we'll of course be able to cast it from there. Otherwise, GG, well played. Oh my god, it's been an intense week. It's been a pretty intense week, especially with EWC and WTL, but it has now come to an end. If you are interested in some more CranKy Duckling content, our next cast is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, and tomorrow is also Sea Duckling Open as well. That is our monthly Bronze to Diamond tournament. So again, if you're interested in competing, if you're maybe within the between the ranks, the leagues of Bronze and Diamond, then you yourself could play in Sea Duckling Open. You could play in it yourself. Again, we've been hosting Sea Duckling Open for what, 6 years? more than that, actually. Oh my god, 7 years? I think it's been almost 7 years we've been hosting Sea Duckling Open, and yeah, it's a great way to kind of foster growth, to have fun. Fun fact: there were some pro gamers that used to be Diamonds 7 years ago. That we used to cast in the early days of Sea Duckling Open, and now they're GMs, now they're pro players. It's really cool to see us kind of see that growth over the years, and see that kind of, you know, that kind of seed like grow and like come to fruition. Mixu is one of them, for example. Mixu, Oreo, Starduck, Ricci. Yeah, really cool to see. It's not like everyone that plays in Sea Duckling Open eventually becomes GM, but there's like a couple of nice examples here and there of players. GG Machine is another one. Of players that used to compete in our diamond tournaments many years ago, and you know, came into something else. So yeah, if you're interested, you know, we have that tomorrow. Otherwise, we're wrapping up. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up here for the day. If you're interested, I'm going to be going live on my personal channel for a cheeky ladder session. I'm going to quickly go get some food. It's midday here in Australia, and I woke up, I casted. I do need something inside me. some food, Pappy, some food. But I'm going to be laddering over my personal channel if you're interested. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. Again, something a little bit more laid back, not a serious tournament or anything like that. And we'll be live tomorrow with the Korean StarCraft League. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Just catching up with the chat. They really got to mine this one out. They almost did. They almost did. Aye. Almost did. But yeah, with that, we're going to be heading off. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some KSL. Also, if you're interested, yesterday we were live with the podcast. We had a bit of a talk show, just going over a recap of the week's tournaments, going over EPT, going over WTL. If you want to listen in, if you are curious, if you want to, yeah, if you're interested in some of those topics and you want to hear us just, you know, just discuss and talk about it, then you can do so on YouTube. The VOD has been uploaded to YouTube, so check it out if you're interested. Check out the podcast. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. Until then, bye. Ciao. Ciao. Hasta luego.